Hello everyone, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess with a weekly reading for the lovely sign of Cancer. I can't believe how I messed that up. It's so simple. Cancer, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love to have you on board. Remember or keep in mind that this reading is only general and may not resonate with you. If it doesn't, make sure you check out other aspects of your natal chart, such as your moon, your rising or ascendant, and or your Venus, especially if you're looking for a love reading. Venus is really where your love lies, in that house, your way of loving. If the reading does resonate with you, however, I would love that you gave it a thumbs up so we can grow the channel. If you're interested in a personal reading with me, doing life coaching, following me, I'm now on TikTok, then you can always find what you need in the box below. But failing in that, you can whip over to my page at the Aussie Goddess and like my page, where you will be included in live card reads. Or you can visit www.theaussiegoddess.com, where all the readings are listed and what I do are listed for you in the shop. Wow, that was a lot of talking. Okay. We're going to use the Rider-Waite Tarot for your reading this morning. Beautiful, beautiful cut. All right, so we have the Five of Swords coming out first off. The Five of Swords is a card that talks about winning at all costs, basically. It's a card that shows someone standing there with all the swords and everybody else is leaving. And it sort of looks like this person's having a bit of a weep too. So maybe you feel that you've won at something. But this is not a very good win. You may feel satisfied that you won, but this person's going to realize that they've won all the swords, but they've got nobody to celebrate with, or that they've won at a cost. It can talk about being selfish or self-centered. But whatever it is here, something that you're coming out from this week says that you have won. But really, did you win? Pyrrhic victory. And there's the card of victory. So it looks as though there's going to be a win for you at some level this week. Something that you're going to come out in front on. Something that you may feel quite self-satisfied about. But I feel like it's like you've got some sort of energy of the winning at all costs. And the feeling of success, but feeling somehow or another that you've deprived yourself of something more, something deeper. You may have to heal after this. There may be a need for you to lick your wounds or acknowledge something here. But when the star comes through, it means that this was destined for you and part of your journey or part of your path. So whatever is going on for you here needs to happen or needs to occur for you to move forward. So it's like you've done something that you were meant to do. You may not feel so great about it, but somehow or another you know that you were meant to do things this way. Okay, because you're moving away from something here. You've learned the lessons that you needed to learn. This is really interesting energy here. It's like you've learned lessons here. They may not have necessarily been easy lessons to learn. And you may have had to regroup, to move away from something after achieving something. But it may not have been the most glorious victory. So it may not be that it was glorious or that it felt good, but it was something you needed to do to get onto your destined path, which meant that you may have had to cut away from something or cut something out or move away from something to move in this direction. So it's like you've got a victory. It's like you're following your path, and you know you needed to go in this direction because you've taken these swords with you. So the swords that you won here were necessary for you to take on your path. Wow, that's really deep. Okay, I almost feel like crying for you here. It's like you have learned that you needed to do things a certain way to go in the direction you needed to go in. Even if it didn't feel good, you know it's part of your destiny and you had to do things this way to learn the lessons that you had to learn. There is a celebration here with the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups does talk about celebration, happiness, joy. So something here, wow, okay. I feel like you've moved away from something that was possibly quite toxic. It feels to me like you have moved away from something here that perhaps you didn't want to leave behind. I mean, it could be something very, very simple. For example, you may have had to give away an addiction. It may have been very difficult to give away the addiction because actually you really like it, but you know here that it's the best thing for you to do. So you may have put down some sort of addiction here. But it was time to do that. It was part of your journey and there were lessons you needed to learn from this. Now there is a call for celebration, and I feel like you're coming forward in your truth after releasing some sort of toxic energy because you're about to move on to the next cycle in your destiny. And that's exactly that Five of Swords energy. It's like giving away something or doing something or winning at something that you don't necessarily feel that you've won at on some level, but you know it was necessary. I guess that's why the devil energy is so important to understand, because something here you have moved away from, even though it may have been difficult to move away from. Somehow you've realized that you have to do that in order to move forward. All right, let's keep going. Oh, Seven of Swords straight out of the gate. This is you trying to get away with something, or someone around you trying to get away with something. This can be a card of deceit or betrayal, because this person is taking the swords with them and escaping camp without anybody else noticing. And again, we leave swords behind, same as in the Six. It's sort of this energy of you having a greater understanding or a greater knowledge of what's going to serve you in the future. What lessons do you need to take with you, and what things do you leave behind because they are of no benefit to you? This sometimes can be the card of ghosting. It can be the card of not speaking up or sharing ideas or sharing communication, because the swords do represent communication. All right, let's see where we're going with that. Oops, we've gone a little dark, which is always good because you can see the cards better. All right, so we have the Three of Wands here. The Five of Cups, that just explains what I've just been through. King of Wands. Could be dealing with a Leo, Sag or Aries here, or someone who has dominant placements. There is something that you understood that you had to walk away from, cut ties with, whatever it was, in order to move forward in your future, in order to embrace the destiny that is set up for you. And this has been a bit of a sad journey because you've had to leave things behind, quite possibly addictions, or it could be addictions to people, codependency. There is something you know that you have to leave behind with this Five of Cups. For some of you, it could be that you've had to leave a relationship behind, but something here that you are focused on here, it is making you feel a little sad. And I do see the emotion in the water here. So some of you may have had to leave some sort of situation. event, something that was negative, but you weren't seeing it as negative here. You weren't seeing it as negative. But you can see it here because you're looking at that card. So it's like you're seeing it after you've moved to the outside of it. Whatever this is, it's like you're seeing it on the outside, but you weren't seeing it when you were in amongst it. But whatever this move is that you've made was necessary for your future. Look, 9 of Cups coming through. So there's a wish that's being granted here. We do have the Emperor coming through with the 10 of Swords. Okay, so what I want to say to you here is it's very, very strongly evident that you have taken your power back here. You have found some energy of being able to accomplish something because you've taken your power back. You're standing here now in this energy of understanding what the journey has meant for you and what you've taken from the journey. But it was necessary here to close out this cycle with the 10 of Swords. But here you are standing in your power. You know who you are. You know the direction you're going in now. And I feel like you always knew that. But maybe the task at hand was very overwhelming and very difficult because it's been difficult to move away from. And I feel like you're going through some sort of healing phase with the Star now. All right. So we have the King of Pentacles coming through with the Temperance card. Wow, and the Hierophant. I love this. Look at this. Perfection, balance, stability. So maybe whatever you let go of here was creating some sort of instability in your life because you've brought something back into balance now. And this is why you're standing in your power here. It's like you've let go of something here or walked away from something, understanding it was the direction you needed to go in. You know where you're going here now. I feel like for some of you, you've overcome an addiction, big time, because you've brought balance in. And even though the addiction may have kept you very, very safe, it's sort of like you're understanding. I'm trying to think how to explain this now. It really is a Pyrrhic victory or Pyrrhic victory. This energy of giving something away because you know it's the right thing to do, or letting something go because you know it's the right thing to do and it's best for you, even though it's like throwing out your favourite pair of jeans, right? When your favourite pair of jeans has gone beyond and you just want to hang on to them because they're your favourite pair of jeans, but you know you can't hang on to them any longer. Maybe you've lost weight. Maybe you've put on weight. Maybe your jeans are falling apart at the seams. But there's that horrible feeling that you have to throw something out, even though it's become quite a habit or a custom for you here. You're knowing that it's best for you. You know that it's the direction you need to go in. You know that your destiny is calling you. But walking away from whatever this is painful. But the victory is evident. You know that you have to walk this way because there is a destiny here for you. And even though you're moving forward, you know that you've learned these things and you had to do things this way to have this learning. Otherwise, you would never have understood. So there's a celebration here, and there's some sort of energy of rushing into life or rushing into your existence now, feeling really comfortable with where you are. You know that you can take action now. Perhaps whatever it was that was holding you back was also sort of hanging on to your self-esteem and your confidence, and now you're over brimming with these things. Something you've left behind was very toxic. But the universe is saying to me here with the Wheel of Fortune that it was time to let it go because something new is waiting for you. Some sort of new existence is waiting for you, and you've heard the calling, I want to say. I feel like you've heard the calling. It's like you're starting to understand how to move towards your destiny and release something that's been holding you back from having what you want. Because we do have the 9 of Cups here. So there's some sort of wish fulfillment here. And what I have here, which is absolutely beautiful, and I'd love to hold this up to show you, because I think it is really stunning. See all these cards here? They are all cards of understanding your personal power. They're all cards of stability and balance. They're all cards of you standing in your power here. There is a feeling here that you have come to some sort of point here where you are feeling really right where you are. This is the moment of realization here that you are in the right place, in the right time, and you have accomplished what you needed to accomplish. Something here you've brought back into balance. For some of you here, you could have brought a relationship back into balance. You may have been working at something that perhaps was not going the way you wanted it to. Because for some of you here, this could be about bringing your life back into balance. And maybe it was out of balance because of some sort of addiction. But whatever this is, you're now standing in your power. Your life is your own now. Something here is bringing in some sort of wish and releasing some sort of cycle. So you're letting go of something in order to bring something new to you. You're embracing your destiny here. All right, let's have a look and see what the Oracle card says for you. Oh, and there it is, the blood dance. Ooh, card 42. That's number 6 in numerology. Okay, 42. The heart craves life and the blood responds. In relationship to each other, life happens. The desire and the action, the movement of cycles, drawing in and letting go, rushing to the center and pushing far away to the extremities. It is the cycle of relationship, dancing between self and other, into oneness and into individuality. So it is with human beings in relationship with each other and with human beings in the divine essence. Sometimes the heart of God feels so close, it's though our own inner passion is the very blood rushing through it. Then we journey far, bringing our nourishment to where it is needed, to those who are cold and lonely, to the furthest reaches of our own dark self, that we may, if very brave, dare to love completely. Though we can be lonely for the warmth of the centre, then craving that feeling of being at home, soon enough we are called back to the core of the divine heart and the cycle continues. Remember that you are always in this dance of life. You are never apart from the divine. It is just that sometimes in our natural flow, it's easier to feel the divine presence than at other times, yet you are always the blood connected to the heart. This oracle brings you confirmation that you are connected to the divine source and to all that is. If you're experiencing a phase of feeling cut off from yourself, from your body, from another, or from the divine, even from your own feelings, spiritual connection or intuition, be reassured that this is temporary and part of the cycle of life itself. Soon all connections shall return with even greater warmth and nourishment, welcoming you home again with great love. If you feel you've been journeying in life and fear that you have lost your way, do not trouble yourself, precious soul. You are never far from the divine heart and will always be called home. Isn't that beautiful? I will read you the poem. Love's language speaks like sound of falling leaves, caressing wind to bear aromas sweet. You ask if I can love in measure true and give emotions weight the scales due. Each tear releases more than words can say, expressing all my heart wants to convey. Thanks, Cancer. Have a great week.